Okay, so that's O Group. That's my first full playthrough for the channel, and I guess now would be a good time to just talk about some of the things that I really appreciate in regards to these rules. It's pretty obvious they've been written by someone who has some actual military experience. The fact that we talk about having phase lines, consolidation areas, a regroup phase. The thing I really like about it is the combat patrol mechanism. Insofar as, I mean, in my being a veteran myself, I absolutely understand what these combat patrols are. Essentially, these would be small 2 to 4 man teams from either the battalion recon platoon, and each one of these recon platoons would hand out a section of recon to each of the companies. And essentially, as you're moving to contact with the enemy, what you have is these small teams going forward, trying to probe forward, find out where the enemy is, and basically, once they get to a certain point where they've got good eyes on the enemy and they understand the tactical situation, then basically what would happen is guys would go back, pick up platoon commanders and their platoons and bring them forward, saying, right, sir, right up to this point, your sound is a pound. From here on in, you're going to be catching lead with buckets, and that's amply demonstrated in this rule system. Combat patrols being engaged and driven off. I've played games where people go, oh, that combat patrol is now being killed. No, they're not. Maybe one guy, probably not. Basically, they've drawn some fire and they've just gone, oh, this is not a good route, approach avenue, and so we're not going to be deploying. I'm not going to be bringing a platoon up here to deploy, and they hightail it back to the company commander. Another combat patrol goes out and finds a route for the platoon to come up to its line of departure before moving on to its objectives. And I've never seen any other rule system use this, obviously, except with the exception of chain of command, where you have your jump off points, which is essentially the same kind of thing, but one level down. So I really do like these. I love the fact that it's when you shoot, it's 1, 2, 3, you miss, 4, 5, 6, you hit. There's no need to go through what kind of terrain. You just simply roll a spotting dice. So it makes the game move along at a really good clip. I mean, this game has been played very fast. I think in viewing time, it probably equates to it'd be less than 3 hours. Now, bear in mind, I'm filming all this and I'm doing all the moving of the miniatures for both sides. So if I was playing this with an opponent, this game would be over in less than 3 hours. A battalion level battle, and it's a battalion plus, so it's a battle group battle in less than 3 hours. That's pretty good, and it gives a satisfying game that, from my perspective, strikes that balance between realism and playability really, really well. So I really recommend O Group to those who are interested in battalion level actions. I've played this in 15mm, obviously in 15mm here. I've got 10mm and 6mm armies that I'd love to give this a crack with, and also in 20mm. So so it's a great set of rules. I highly recommend it. I think in 20mm I'd have to take the table up a little bit bigger. I think I'd go for an 8x5 rather than a 6x4. But I do have a bucket load of AB miniatures in 20mm, and I would definitely like to play this in 20mm just to see what it looks like. But I'm also really keen to play it in 10 and 6mm because it would be I think it would give a better feel of how big that kind of battleground would be. And in 6mm, you could actually have bases where instead of one tank representing a half troop, you could actually put 2 or 3 tanks down on a base. and just move those individual tanks around on the table. It's still only 3 tanks as one. However, that said, like I said, great set of rules. Dave Brown has, again, really got a winner on his hands here with these. Now, obviously, these aren't new rules. They've been around for well over a year now. But good old the Wuhan flu was made me getting some gaming in somewhat difficult. But I'm glad I was able to play these. I hope you found the video interesting. Again, like, share, and subscribe, and let us know what you think. I really do appreciate the comments. I would appreciate subscriptions as well. Not because I want any. I'm never going to monetize my channel. It's just not going to happen. Simply for the fact that it would be too much like a job then, and I'm retired, and I'm just not interested in working to a timeline and meeting deadlines. I did that for 33 years. I ain't doing it anymore. But if you do subscribe, at least then I know that if I put something up, those people, if you are subscribed, you will get notifications, assuming YouTube isn't playing silly buggers, which, geez, what am I thinking? YouTube and silly buggers, it's synonymous, isn't it? Anyway, that's all for now, and I'll see you later. Bye for now. Ubiquoy.